Oh, hello there.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I get asked all the time, what's the best restaurant for eating gluten-free in Boston, Mass? The land of the beans. And my name is not Francis, but to be quite frank, I don't have one single answer for you. I have a multitude. Today, we're gonna talk about lunch, breakfast, dinner, fast casual. Not in that order, I don't know why I said lunch first. Anyway, let's kick it off with breakfast. My favorite place has gotta be Twist Bakery. They got a couple locations. I went to the one in Burlington. They got everything you can think of there that a bakery would have. And the best part of this place is that you wouldn't even know it's a gluten-free bakery. Actually, I drove by it like a million times, just assuming, oh, I can't go there. That's a bakery. This is me on my horse and buggy. But then all my followers were like, yo, Phil. What? You handsome little muskrat, you gotta go to Twist Bakery. And so I listened and I went, and I've gone a few times now and it's just unbelievable. They got lattes, they got cake, cupcake, they got bread that's not tiny. They got really anything you want. We got breakfast there. I got French toast, which, when was the last time you had French toast? Been years, hasn't it? You could change that. And this delicious cake. I'm gonna show all the images, hopefully right here. You gotta go, moving on.
Let's go.
Life Alive. Now, this place isn't necessarily the breakfast place. It's kind of like an any time of the day place, but I really love it for breakfast. It's one of those places that I'm not a huge like work in a cafe person, but I feel like this is the place that I could work in. And I say that because I've worked in it two times, and it's been delightful. I just get a nice cup of Java. I usually go around 10 and I usually order a bowl. So they have like bowls, wraps, soup. It's a vegetarian place, so they can make like vegan dishes, gluten-free dishes. They're really, really good with gluten-free. Really any allergy, they can accommodate it. It's all marked up, but really like dishes that will just like explode your taste buds. Super flavorful dishes. I've had everything from a bisque to like a peanut bowl, just a bowl of peanuts. That's all. No, it was a peanut sauce bowl with tofu on it. Yeah, I really like this place, and it's like pretty vibey. There's a few of them around the Boston area. They're all a little bit different from each other, but they're all really nice. And honestly, I don't go out to breakfast that much, so I'm just gonna list off a couple ones that people always recommend to me that I haven't been to yet. Cane's Donuts. They got gluten-free and dairy-free donuts. I just haven't been there for whatever reason, but I definitely got to hit that. It's in Boston proper. I think it's near the financial district. Friendly Toast. There's a few locations of this too, but it's on my bucket list of where to go soon, but I haven't been.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
And then New Kitchen. This is actually a place I have been, so I don't know why I just said I haven't been there, but I've only been for lunch, and it's kind of like the same food vibe as Life Alive, except for I wouldn't say it's like as vibey, and like there's not as many people working and stuff there. It's not like a chill spot, but it's like a grab a bite. And they got smoothie bowls, acai bowls, all that good stuff, salads. So not breakfast stuff. So I think it's a breakfast spot, but honestly, it's just on the I don't know what I did there. Okay, moving on to lunch, and these places, I'm gonna say dinner. It's lunch dinner, because most lunch, the place doesn't close for lunch, right? Like it's a lunch and dinner spot. But these are places that I've gone most of the time for lunch. The Red Heat. The Red Heat. It's like casual American fare. They got things like wings, burgers, fries, and all that American stuff. It's the vibe in there is like I would say an elevated 99. And if you're from Boston, I know you know what the 9s is. I'm pretty sure they can make everything gluten-free, if not most. Like the burger, I got a gluten-free bun, and it was actually really good. The sweet potato fries, if there's one thing you take away from this video, one singular thing, is that you need these sweet potato fries. They indubitably slap. You will love them. Just checking my mic's on. Yeah, they got wings, they got fried pickles, they got all that good stuff. I even made a song about them, actually.
The Red Heat, yo, that's where I'm about to eat. I'm talking grub that's super gluten-free. Appetizers like mesquite wings and Thai tempura broccoli. Sipping that down east. The best sweet potato fries your taste buds ever gonna meet.
Next up, I'm pretty sure it's in the same family. It's Burton's. Honestly, Burton's is quite similar to the Red Heat. Same vibe. It's good lunch, dinner spot. It's usually jammed in there. It's one of those spots where it's gluten-free, very, very gluten-free friendly, which is like the worst term ever. No, never mind. Gluten-free friendly is a good term. Gluten-friendly doesn't make any noise. Gluten-free friendly makes sense. Gluten-friendly doesn't make sense. because you're not friends with gluten. You don't want something that's gluten friendly. You want something that's gluten-free friendly. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Burton's is gluten-free friendly in the same vein as Red Heat. They can make like that American fare, all gluten-free, all safe, dedicated fryers, just like the Red Heat. I'm pretty sure it's the same ownership. So Burton's is great.
Perfect.
What I like about those places is that you can go with friends who can eat gluten and they can get their food with gluten and yours will look just like theirs, but it's gonna be gluten free. So you don't have to feel like awkward or left out because you can order everything on the menu. 110 Grill, another one. I mean, these three shouldn't be any real surprise to anyone. 110 Grill is like a goat for gluten free. It's again, that same American fare, fried pickles, French fries, awesome burger. I got a great burger there. It's actually a video. I can tag it from my YouTube of me and my brother going and doing a whole trip to 110 Grill. They got gluten-free beer. I should say that Red Heat also has gluten-free beer. They got Ghost Fish, and so does 110 Grill. It might be the same ownership again, because Burton's also has gluten-free beer. I'm all over the place here. When I went, I had a Ghost Fish at Red Heat. They also have tons of good ciders, Artifact ciders, which are awesome. Burton's has Glutenberg. They have the yellow and the green, the IPA. And then 110 Grill also had Ghost Fish IPA, which is a great one.
Nice.
So those are all in the same kind of league. If you live near any of those, it's going to be a similar experience each time, similar vibe, similar aesthetic, you know, in the interior. So Tavern in the Square, you guys might know it as Tits. It's actually, they've like totally revamped their menu to be really good for all allergies, food allergies. So 70% of the menu can actually be made gluten-free now. And they have things like chicken fingers that are unreal. They got fried pickle. Is fried pickles like the common thing here? They got, you know, fried cauliflower, fried broccoli, and like Brussels sprouts. Any cruciferous veggie you can think of, they fried it. You can get a burger there on a bun. You know, it's fries. They got dedicated fryer. So this is another thing that I would say is kind of in the same league as the other three. And I feel like they're becoming more vibey. I feel like before they were kind of, I used to go to the Tavern in the Square all the time, you know, to drink and stuff. And I felt like I never knew that their food was, one, so good, and then two, could even accommodate gluten-free. So I just went recently and it was a great experience. Okay, now moving on from like those kind of American fare foods, Sugar and Spice is amazing. It's in Cambridge, I believe, but they're on Uber Eats and I get them from Uber Eats all the time. So Sugar and Spice is a Thai restaurant. I love this place. This is like, the portions are huge. They can make pretty much anything gluten-free. And I get pad thai, we get drunken noodles, we get pad see with chicken. It's so good. And I also have a dairy allergy and a shellfish allergy, and they're so great with all of those. They're so understanding. Sugar and Spice is unreal. I cannot recommend it more if you love Thai food. If you're in the mood for barbecue and you want someplace that is gluten-free, safe, Smoke Shop. There's a few of them around. There's one in Boston, there's one in Assembly. Smoke Shop is great. All their meats are gluten-free and they'll tell you they're very good with what is gluten-free and what isn't. But I've had food there a few times and it is super filling and delicious, and they actually have Glutenbergs in the house. So if all the meats didn't make you sweaty and bloated enough, you can have a Glutenberg IPA and suck that down. And then I felt like I should mention Joe's American Bar. It's on Newberry or Boylston, I forget. But this place is like a sneaky, awesome place for gluten-free. Again, American fare. I get like the salmon a lot there with Brussels. That's kind of like my go-to there. But they got a lot of stuff there that's safe for gluten-free. Has great ratings on Find Me Gluten-Free. So Joe's American Bar, if you're in the Newberry, Boylston area, that's a good place to pop in. All right, now we're gonna move on to like nice, vibey dinners. Gonna kick it off with Gustazo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Gustazo is like a Cuban tapas place. Super vibey in there. They do have like this room that's way down in the corner that is like past the bar downstairs that we've been put in a few times, and it's super quiet in there. They don't like play music. I don't know, maybe I just had a couple weird experiences in there, but they have a nice bar. Everywhere else is like a cool
shit. Had to go again.
Atmosphere to go on a date or go with a few friends. But yeah, tapas. So we've gotten like pork belly there, yuca fries. What's that called? What's that? It's like fish. It's like cold fish, and you scoop it up We've gotten that. I don't know what it's called. Cold fish that you scoop up. We've gotten a bunch of meats and rice. Like their rice is so delicious. And they got like really interesting, delicious drinks. We got margaritas there usually, and they're just unreal. I'm like craving it just like thinking about it now. If you want North End Italian food, you gotta go to La Familia Giorgio's. This is like my highest recommendation on like this whole list. As you can tell, I'm Italian. And so being gluten-free and dairy-free, that sucks for eating Italian food. It's really like a shock to the system. Like my ancestors are somewhere being like, and so I always figured like the North End would be off limits. If you guys don't know what the North End is, it's like this historic area in Boston that really houses some of the best Italian food in the area. I mean, it's just like one Italian restaurant after another, and it's just delicious food. But I thought that was all gone until I found about LFG, and I was like, LFG. So yeah, I mean, the first time I went there, I like wasn't sure, and I was with people, so I kind of ordered timidly, and I just got like spaghetti with meat sauce, and that was it. But the next time I went, I got a little more risky on a date with Serena, and we got the rigatoni bolognese, and they made it gluten-free and dairy-free. And the difference between their pasta and other restaurants' pastas that offer gluten-free is they don't just give you that like boxed penne, you know? Every other restaurant, if they have a gluten-free option, it's gonna be penne. You know it's penne. And here, I'm not sure if they make it in-house, but it's like artisanal pasta. It's different. And they have all sorts of different types of gluten-free pasta. I think there's like 4 or 5. You can get gemelli, because we also got gemelli with like a spicy sauce before. Yeah, I mean, this place is amazing. It's a North End restaurant, so you get that nice Italian kind of vibe in there. The staff is great. Can't recommend it enough. If you can't get into LFG, you gotta go to Benevento's. This is another place in the North End that is highly recommended for gluten-free Italian. When I went there, I got the bolognese. I'm a sucker for bolognese. It's literally because of the Drake lyric, spaghetti bolognese in the polo lounge. And I just like feel like I'm drizzy when I'm eating bolognese. But the difference between this bolognese and the one from La Familia Giorgio's is that this is made with penne. So, I think they had ravioli too, gluten-free ravioli, but that has cheese, so I can't have that. So I got the bolognese with penne. It wasn't as flavorful as La Familia Giorgio's, but it's still delicious and nice North End vibe. We actually ate outside, so it was a lot of fun. If you want sushi, I really love Fuji. There's a few of them. There's one in the South End. There's one in Assembly. This is really great sushi, coming from someone who's somewhat of a novice sushi eater, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just feel like good about it because I know that they're good with the allergies. Some restaurants can say they're gluten-free, but you don't really know. Sometimes they get bad ratings on something like Find Me Gluten-Free, but Fuji has been nothing but awesome. They can even make like the crispy spicy tuna roll gluten-free. They just use like kind of like rice balls, I think it is. So yeah, they're great, and they're really knowledgeable. Fuji's a great spot for a date, a quick bite, friends. Bar Taco, this is always one of my top recommendations because it's, again, I'm gonna use this word probably a billion times, vibey. They got great margs. Like, this is my favorite marg in Boston because they squeeze the limes, and whatever they use for the tequila and the cointreau or contro, however you pronounce it, is just really delicious. And it's inspired me to make my own at home. Their food, everything pretty much can be made gluten-free. I'd say like 95% of the menu. They use corn tacos. You can get it on Bib lettuce, which is like somehow bafflingly more money to get it on a little piece of lettuce. But if you want it on the lettuce, you can get it on the lettuce. I recommend the duck tacos. The pork belly's unreal. The chicken's good. I mean, really anything's good there. And they are good with like understanding allergies. Also, you got to get the plantains. The plantains are unreal with whatever the dip is. It's, we went like 3 years in a row for my birthday because I love it that much. It really is one of my favorite places in Boston. They don't have like a reservation, so sometimes you gotta wait a bit to go in there, but you can wait by the bar, grab a couple of drinks. It's a good spot, a lot of young people around, fun. If you want the best steak in Boston, you gotta go to Grill 23. I mean, like steakhouses, seafood, usually they're pretty good with gluten-free stuff. So I'm just gonna name one of my steakhouses. This is pretty expensive stuff, I'm not gonna lie, but it really is the best steak that I've ever had in my life. I usually get the Kobe cap. I go like once a year, if that, when I want to splurge and have a really nice steak. They put the caramelized onions on the side. And when I tell them about my dairy allergy, they've told me that they don't use any butter or anything, at least for the ones they made me. You're not gonna be able to get much sides there, but the steak is gonna be worth it. It's so good. I love Grill 23. And it's like a super kind of high-end atmosphere. A lot of wealth in that room probably. So it's probably like you want to dress up a little bit when you go there. But if you have a really special moment, really special date, season in your life, maybe it's a spot that you want to celebrate, splurge a little bit. Going back to bar taco kind of atmosphere vibe. I hate how much I don't say the word vibe this much.
Stop it. Get some help.
Barcelona has a similar vibe as Bar Taco, but it's more, I think, in tune to be like more social. There's more emphasis around the bar and the communal aspect of the bar versus like Bar Taco. It's kind of like you're sitting there eating. Barcelona, it's more like you can chat at the bar, I would say. That's the kind of biggest difference. Otherwise, they're pretty similar in terms of like vibe. I need a synonym for vibe. I need to look it up.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Ambiance, atmosphere, aura, mood, quality, sense. Ambiance. Ambiance is okay. It's got a nice ambiance. And it's tapas as well. Spanish tapas. I believe it's, no. Well, yeah, that would make sense. I literally just had to look up his Barcelona in Spain. I was so dumb. See, like, I knew that. I just had to look it up because that's how little I trust my own brain. Yeah, Spanish tapas. So I typically they have bacon wrapped dates that are so fucking good. Oh, they're unreal. The paella is pretty nice. I really like the patatas bravas. They can make gluten-free. The steak frites are really nice. They have this like sausage dish that's really good. And this is tapas, so it's shareable plates. So typically I'll order like a few things for myself and my girlfriend, and we'll kind of have that. So it's less with tapas. It's tough when you're gluten-free and you got allergies. You don't want people cross-contaminating, you know? So that's kind of how I approach it. I'll just get a few dishes for us. But yeah, they're great with gluten-free, really knowledgeable. Most of the time, actually, when I tell them I'm gluten-free, they'll grab the menu and then come back with it marked up. And so they'll have all the things they have: gluten-free, dairy-free, shellfish-free, and everything will be marked up. And so I feel confident in what I'm ordering. They also have gluten-free bread, which is, you don't find that often at a place like that. So it's great. Barcelona, it's one of our favorite spots. They also have good drinks and good wine. I haven't been to this place in a while, but Nibu? I used to work right next to it, and I went there for my welcome lunch, actually. I've gotten, I think it was like a chicken piccata type dish, but that's all I gotta really say about it. It was delicious. It was really nice. And I'm reading on their site, it's not a 100% gluten-free environment. So, I mean, a lot of these places probably say that as a precaution. They just probably want to let you know. But I was fine when I ate there. And it has good ratings on Find Me Gluten-Free, so I'll mention it. Legal seafoods, if you want some seafood. I mean, seafood is typically pretty good with gluten-free if it's not fried. Legals actually has a dedicated fryer, so they're really, I guess, a step ahead. They can get fried stuff, I believe. I've never gotten anything fried at Legals, but I think you can. Don't quote me on that. I typically get some sort of like salmon or swordfish or something like that when I go here. And if you've been to one Legal, you kind of know you kind of know the vibe of Legal. It's pretty nice. It's got a nice little aura. Is that the word? Ambiance. It's got a nice little ambiance. Another hot wreck, another Italian place, Capo on Tuesday nights. Capo on Tuesday. And I need to specify that because Capo on other nights isn't 100% gluten-free. But Capo on Tuesday nights is their gluten-free night. And everything they make on the menu is gluten-free. How awesome is that? I mean, it's pretty great. I made a video about this, like everything is gluten-free, and they wash down their pasta machines. They wash down everything like 4 times, twice a day before they start the day. And then like midway through the day, they like scrub everything down. This is one that I thought was like it was too good to be true. I've been to Capo a bunch, especially like before I was gluten-free. They had their chicken parm, had everything, it was delicious. But ever since I was gluten-free, I figured it was off limits. But on Tuesday specifically, everything there is gluten-free. You can get anything you want. Anything from a chicken parm to spaghetti bolognese to like steak, desserts, bread with dip. It's everything you can imagine. Really, really recommend going on a Tuesday. Unreal. And that place is like, it's in Southie. It has a young, cool vibe. I said it again. Ambiance. Myers and Chang. I went there recently and it was so delicious. What I think is really cool about Myers and Chang is that they specify their allergy dishes with a red bowl. So if you get a red bowl, you know it's like kind of like the stick of like gluten-free that they put in there. But instead of that, they do the red bowl for allergy dishes. They make it separately so that it's safe. And we got, I got like the best salmon dish I got there ever. Like it was so flavorful. It had like onions on it. I believe it was rice underneath it. They also had like this delicious fried rice. We ate really quickly before a concert when we came here, but super chill ambiance. Ambiance, I didn't say vibe. Super chill ambiance and aura. Camera just shut off. Was no one gonna tell me about that hair sticking out? This just firing out like a wing? No one was gonna tell me about that looking ridiculous? I look ridiculous in this whole video. I might have to scrap the whole thing. Anyways, Myers and Chang, great aura, great food, Papa John's. I should know how to pronounce this one because I'm Italian. Faccia e faccia? Faccia e faccia.
Faccia faccia.
Fascia, fascia. Just found out about this one. I actually got a cookbook from the head chef there, Ken Oranger, and me and Serena popped in because we were sauntering around Boston. Now I'm so self-conscious about this hair over here. We were sauntering around Boston and this place has like a gate. It says fascia, fascia on it. And so it just was calling our name. We went in there, found out they had a wine bar. And so we went right down, but we did look at the menu before we went down and everything was essentially gluten-free. His daughter is a celiac, so he takes it extremely seriously. We didn't eat anything there, but I can't wait to. But yeah, we just went down and got a nice bottle of wine and it was very good. It was a very nice red. I don't know what that voice is. All right, last but not least, my favorite kind of restaurants, to be quite frank. My name's not Francis, but I'm being quite frank. I gotta stop saying that joke. Oh man, between that and vibe, this video is a mess. Fast casual restaurants, let's get into them. Sweet Green, that's my favorite. You guys know that. I go there probably once a week. Really everything there is gluten-free aside from a couple ingredients that you just gotta know not to get. One of them being bread. But yeah, I mean, it's like a quick place. It's like a, one of those setups, fast casual, where you can either create your own bowl or you can order from the selected bowls. The Harvest Bowl is always a go-to. I don't get the cheese and I don't get the almonds anymore, but I essentially create my own bowl. That is a Harvest Bowl, but with double the sweet potatoes because I like them. Sweet Green is like salads and salad bowls, and you're gonna enjoy it and you're probably gonna be full because they're pretty big. Dig In, I think I've never seen this outside of Boston, but Dig In's awesome. This is another one of those fast casuals where like you walk up and you have like, you can see everything, all the ingredients in front of you, and you can either create a bowl with a base, protein, and like 2 sides, or you can order from their pre-selected ones. I always create a bowl. I guess I'm just difficult because I do that at all these places. Yeah, this place is awesome and they just give you a bunch of toppings. It is super filling. You're gonna really love it if you haven't been there already. It's good to grab for lunch or dinner, like when you're in a rush after the gym, whatever. Another one of these restaurants is Grainmaker. They got a few locations. I think it's a Southeast Asian fusion like twist. Is 100% gluten-free and 100% dairy-free, so that was like so reassuring when I walked in that place for the first time. They got anything from poke bowl, like rice bowls, noodle bowls. They got protein like chicken, steak, tofu, shrimp. I really love their tofu. They got tacos, just really unique, flavorful flavors, like punches you in the face with flavor in a good way. So yeah, Grainmaker is a go-to for me. Another go-to is Kava. These are, I think, sprinkled around probably the country, but yeah, Kava is, I always say Chipotle, but like Mediterranean food. Most of everything in Kava is gluten-free aside from like the pitas and I think the falafel. But here you can get bowls, whether it's a salad bowl or a rice bowl with ingredients like lentils, like a bunch of different kinds of hummus, like pickled onions, green olives, lentils, tahini, lamb, lemon chicken. I'm just kind of naming off ingredients, but yeah, you get the picture. It's like Chipotle, but Mediterranean. Super delicious. Next up, Chipotle. But Chipotle. We all know and love Chipotle. Obviously, sometimes they're like safety precautions for cross contact and stuff at these places, these fast casual places, can be kind of risky. So I guess this is a general like warning for all of these. It probably makes sense to disclose your allergy when you're ordering, saying I have a gluten allergy. I know at a place like Chipotle, they'll change their gloves because they are handling tortillas that are made with flour. That's really the only thing at Chipotle that you can't really eat, which is frustrating that that really that tortilla is causing the downfall of everything from being gluten-free. But if you ask them to change their gloves, they'll probably do it. And yeah, Chipotle, you can get, you know, obviously steak, chicken, guac. A couple tips from Chipotle: you don't usually want to include something that they would have to pick up with their hands, because that's a cross-contact, cross-contamination issue. Because you gotta imagine if they were just handling a tortilla, or if anyone was handling a tortilla, grab some lettuce, put it on your bowl. Even if the next person changed gloves, there's still that gluten in that lettuce. So maybe chill with the lettuce, maybe chill with the cheese, or just be careful. Because I've heard some stories about those, but I've always been okay with Chipotle. I don't order those things anyway. I usually just get a bowl with rice, beans, chicken, guac on the side, and some salsas. And I've usually been Gucci. Last final hot tip for you. You might be wondering, hey Phil, how have you gone to so many of these restaurants in Boston? Why are you so smart? Why do you know so much? There's a few ways I found out about these. The first one being word of mouth. I mean, in the gluten-free world, word of mouth is great. You need to trust where you're going. And so when people say that they had a safe experience there, you're more inclined to go. Where can you find that word of mouth if you don't talk to people in person or over the internet like Instagram? You can go on Find Me Gluten-free. That's an app that's essentially Yelp for gluten-free restaurants. There's an app called Spoken that isn't just about being gluten-free. It's actually, you can put in all your allergies into that, and you can find restaurants that can accommodate allergies, food allergies as a whole. And also it includes things like products, and both of these apps have like locators, so you can see how far away you are from these restaurants. Or with Spoken, you can find like products and stuff you can eat. And lastly, good old Google. Gluten-free restaurants, Boston. But being honest with you, like when you're in a pinch, you gotta try all three. Go on Find Me Gluten-free, go on Spoken, go on Google, cross-reference. It's a little bit of work, but as long as you get a delicious meal out of it and you don't get sick, it's worth it. Anyways, I obviously haven't been everywhere in Boston, in the surrounding area, and I can even think of a few that I have left out and I wish I could have included, but I've never been. So let me know what I missed. Let me know if you have any recommendations. Drop in the comments. If you want me to do another one of these in a different city, that's just an excuse for me to go visit there. So tell me where I should go. All right, peace.